Welcome to NFL World, where NFL starts and ends. I'm your host, Jacob. Let's recap what happened in week 2. Let's first begin with the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. This was probably the most normal game, I guess we could expect. The Bills won this game 30-10. Justin Fields did get injured in this game. He suffered a concussion. We hope he is okay, but I don't think it really would have mattered. I think the Bills were making a statement in this game. They beat Baltimore in such a fashion. They had to showcase their dominance that they could win throughout the game. They did it here against the Jets. You scored 10 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second quarter, 3 in the third quarter, and 7 in the fourth quarter. It wasn't like Josh Allen did anything special. 148 yards through the air. James Cook had 21 carries, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He was dialed in. He had a long touchdown run where he was running to his left and then reverses field and goes to his right. The Jets can't tackle him, and he gets a big touchdown run. Josh Palmer, 2 catches, 47 yards. He was their leading receiver. They didn't need anyone besides James Cook, and they won this game. That was what they needed to do. It was a great win by them. Good job by the Bills. The Jets, on the other hand, Tyrod Taylor has been there, so he got put in 56 yards, a touchdown. All right, Justin Fields led them in rushing. 5 carries, 49 yards. This was also the game without Ed Oliver. Oliver, with an ankle, was out. Garrett Wilson, 4 catches, 50 yards. This offense is concerning if I'm the Jets. I'm concerned because you put up a lot of numbers against the Steelers, but I don't think the Steelers' defense is really that good. I'm concerned, definitely for the Jets' offense. But I thought if Justin Fields played, this game would be closer. I'm not surprised the Bills won. The next game, Lions winning a big time game against the Chicago Bears, 52-21. Let me say that again. 52-21. The last time the Lions scored a point in this game was 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That was their 52nd point. They were dialed in. Jared Goff, 334 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 carries, 94 yards, a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 catches, 115 yards, and 3 touchdowns. What this concerns me a lot of is this defense of the Bears. And that's something that's not talked about. They could not tackle anyone. Montgomery, Gibbs, they were just beating them over and over again. This was a team that couldn't run the ball a week before, and all of a sudden, they looked like it was back to 2024. It made no sense. This offensive line of the Lions dominated. Receiving corps dominated. St. Brown had 3 touchdown catches. He had 115 yards. Jared Goff threw for over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. He was unbelievable in this game. You had Caleb Williams, 207 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Swift, 12 catches, or 12 attempts, 12 rushes, I should say, 63 yards and a touchdown. Roman Duzier, 7 catches, 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was great. He played great football. Roman Duzier did, but it's too hard to be good as an organization and as a team if your defense does not help. And it's getting worse. Jalen Johnson is out indefinitely with a groin issue. We'll see if he comes back. Jordan Schultz he might not. And if that's the case, this is a problem because the Cowboys come to town and their offense looks potent. Not saying it absolutely is potent, but it looks potent. And the way they've been playing, they showcase they can run the ball. They showcase that they can throw the ball. I'm concerned if I'm the Bears with the secondary. If it was already bad without with Jalen Johnson, what's it going to look like without Jalen Johnson? I thought Caleb Williams played fine. He played fine. Also, if your offense can't score, but your defense can't defend either, that's not good. You must fix those things. I think it will over time. It's a process. It's a learning curve. We're still trying to figure out who we are as a team. I don't know what they are. 63 yards on the ground and 207 through the air. I don't know what they are, to be honest with you. Next up, Browns at the Ravens. The Ravens winning the game 41-17. This was mostly through the air. Two passing yards for Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdown passes. Derrick Henry only ran the ball 11 times at 23 yards, which of the things the Browns do well, they stop the run pretty well. So that doesn't surprise me that much in terms of what they're doing, but it's not good the way they're performing. Zay Flowers, 7 catches, 75 yards. Okay. Joe Flacco had under 200 yards passing at 199. He had a touchdown. Quinshon Judkins, who played in his first NFL game, had 10 carries for 61 yards. Jerry Jeudy had 4 catches, 51 yards. That's all they did. 17 points is actually kind of high for what I thought they could get. I know I said they were going to get 17, but I don't. It. The best way I can describe it is I don't know how they're playing this way because it scares me if I'm the best. And I said this before. I think Kevin Stefanski was going to get fired last year. He was not. But the way this is tracking, he could be the first coach fired. And he's a good coach. It's just this team is not very good. Moving on to the Patriots at the Dolphins. Patriots winning that game 33-27. That breaks a 5-game losing streak the Patriots had in Miami. This team, I think, of the Patriots, first of all, it showed me that they could play, that they actually had something. They were not bad. May, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, my bad. 11 carries for Stevenson, 54 yards. Stevenson also led the team in catches with 5 catches, 88 yards. Tua had 315 yards, 2 touchdowns. Achane, 11 carries, 30 yards. Hill, 6 catches, 109 yards. What this game tells me a lot is, first of all, the Patriots on the right track, but it shows me also that the Dolphins defense, I'm very concerned. This Dolphins team as a whole, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. But this defense is really bad. This is such a bad defense. When you can't tackle, when you can't get pressure, when you can't stop the run, when you can't get off the field on third downs, when you can't force punts, when you can't do those things, or you can't force a turnover, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. Those are things that are easy, or are what the defense is supposed to do. Dolphins can't do it. 2 consecutive weeks, 30-plus points. That's impossible to happen. You can't win a game that way. And I know Tua has not been great. I get that. I mean, there's things he's not seeing. He's not seeing pass protection properly, like he should. He needs to see pass protection better. He has to be better in that department. He needs that. His pass protection. He's turning the ball over. He's not seeing pass protection. There's blitz coming off the edge. He's not seeing it. He's not getting the ball out of his hands fast enough. The run game looks bad. There's a lot going on, and it needs to be addressed ASAP because you got to give this guy a chance. He's missing guys like Tyreek Hill who are wide open, and Tyreek Hill is having his own drama on the sidelines. These are things that aren't good and need to be addressed right now. If you're Coach McDaniel, you get everyone in the room, and I'm going to be like, I'm not even in this room. Okay? I got everyone in this room that is a player. I'm going to lock the door, go through a team players only meeting, and figure it out. Because we got to figure it out. And then tell me what you want me to do. That's it. And if you want me in there at the end and say, this is what we came up with, okay, fine. But go in there, have a team meeting, actually get on the right page, like you said you did in week 1, which I don't know if you did, but get on the right page. Find that page. Because you got to find it fast because you are losing ground with the Patriots right now. You're losing ground with the Bills, absolutely. And I don't even know if you're better than the Jets. And that's a concern. That is a very big concern. Next up, Giants at Cowboys. This game took years off my life. I thought I had about 18 heart attacks during this game. Let's explain what happened in the final 2 minutes. Because that's really when this game started to get go. In the fourth quarter, the Giants scored 21 points. The Cowboys scored 20 points. And with the final minute, or the final 2 minutes, Giants throw a touchdown. They're winning this game 30-27. Dallas goes down the field, throw a touchdown to George Pickens, putting them back ahead 34-30. Giants have 52 seconds on the clock. The Cowboys are being told, do not have anyone beat you deep. Don't let them beat you deep. It's not that hard. What happened? 50-yard bomb to Malik Neighbors, scores a touchdown. They're winning the game 37-34. Dallas has 25 seconds left. Dallas gets to midfield. They have a little run play, which I was not against. They still have a timeout, so I'm not against it. They tackle him. He goes down. They call timeout. They send out their kicker, Brandon Aubrey, who drills a 64-yard kick to go into overtime. Then both offenses die out. Then they send. The defenses both play well on both sides, which the new rules, I don't know if you guys have seen these overtime rules. You get a 10-minute period. Each team has the opportunity to possess the ball, even if you score a touchdown, which is I don't like too much, but I get it. The Bills Chiefs game, this is what this caused, even though it was only meant to be in the playoffs. Now it's been adapted for the whole season, which I don't get it either, but okay. Then, if you don't score on your first drive, and the other team doesn't score on their first drive, it's now field goals. It's field goal if the first team doesn't score anyway, but it's field goal back and forth. Whoever scores next wins. And what happens is this weird thing that doesn't typically happen in these overtime games, which is the game went down to the final minute, and Russell Wilson throws absolute duck. He just threw it up in the air from Malik Neighbors, and I don't know if there was a miscommunication on his part or Neighbors' part, or if he just didn't know where Neighbors was, and he said, he's down there somewhere, let's throw it. So he threw it up in the air, and it goes right to Russell, it goes right to Donovan Wilson from Russell Wilson, and it was like Angels in the Outfield. I don't know if you've seen that movie, Angels in the Outfield, the baseball movie. He legit just has to wait for it. He jumps for the ball. He really didn't have to, but he does jump for the ball. Catches it, intercepts it, and Cowboys get the ball back with like a minute to go. They need a big play to try to get in field goal range. 27-yard catch by George Pickens, a 14-yard run by Dak. They wind the clock all the way to 3 seconds. They send out Brandon Aubrey. He kicks the game win. They win the game 40-37. I had a heart attack. Probably every play that was happening, I had a heart attack. It was so crazy because if I'm in the Cowboys, you look for an example, just look at the statistics for the Giants. Russell Wilson had 450 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. The first time that's a career high for passing yards for Russell Wilson. Cam Scatterboo had 11 carries, 45 yards, a touchdown. The Cowboys only gave up 85 yards on the ground. About 40 of them were from Russell Wilson and Tyrone Tracy. Malik Neighbors had 9 catches, 167 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson had 7 catches for 100-plus yards and a couple touchdowns. They were not good, the Cowboys' defense, and that concerns me. This offense was good. 361 yards passing from Dak Prescott, 2 touchdowns. Javonte Williams had 18 carries, 97 yards, a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had 9 catches, 112 yards. They were good offensively. Sluggish to start, absolutely. But they got it going, and they scored 40 points. I can't be mad at it. But this defense was really bad, and I'm concerned. And Kyrie Elam did not play well. I know nobody played well, but there was this. There was coverage breakdowns. There was um times where Kyrie Elam was playing too far back. And I said this during the game, and I said this to Lucas. I said, Kyrie Elam is playing 7 yards back when the Giants only need to get 3 yards. Why is he doing that? It makes no sense. And he's not like stopping and seeing them stop and then trying to jump the route. He's turning his head, meaning he's running backwards more when they are snapping the ball. So why is he doing that? They are just trying to get the 3 yards. They're not going to take a deep shot on third down and 3. They're not going to do that because they haven't shown that they are. So why is he running backwards? It made no sense. They played the same coverage over and over and over again and got beat on it over and over and over again. Like those are things that they have to address. And whether or not you bring in a different player, whatever you do, you got to do something. This doesn't work. I will say after the game, the Cowboys did sign Jadeveon Clowney to a 1-year deal, $3.5 million, a maximum of 6. They did that. They need to get pass rush help. They traded away Michael Parsons, and now they don't really have a pass rush. Outside of James Houston and Kenny Clark, they got nothing. They can't do anything. They gotta find some pass rush help, and with Jadeveon Clowney, you'll get some good run defense too. So it's not a negative; it's a positive. You did lose Cooper Beebe for about 6 to 8 weeks with an ankle issue. Not ideal. He is your starting center, and you did have a couple bad snaps. You hope you get that all addressed before this game against Chicago. But you gotta find a way to get healthy at the right time and fix this cornerback room too. Get healthy there because you are remarkably thin, and it's not going to get easier. This season's going to be really hard. Your schedule's really hard. You must find a way to have some time and get healthy and get some wins under your belt too. All that has to be connected. Final game. First of all, I love what Fox did. They went on the road and did this game. I love that. It had a college game day feel. I love that. Um, Eagles at Chiefs, the score was 20-17. The game wasn't that close. And I know people are going to say, well, the Eagles only threw, Jalen Hurts only had 100-yard passes. They won the game. Who cares? Who cares how they win? They won the game. Win the game. Who cares how it's done? Who cares? Besides the fans who might have a heart attack every 10 seconds, the players don't care. They want to win the game. Win the game. Win the game. That's what they're trying to do. Win the game. Like Herman Edwards said. Herman Edwards said this when he was the coach of the Jets. You play to win the game. You don't play just to play. You play to win. That's what the Eagles were trying to do. Saquon Barkley had 88 yards rushing and a touchdown on 22 carries. Devontae Smith had 4 catches, 53 yards, no touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, 101 yards in the air. That was it. But they won the game. That's what's important. Patrick Mahomes had 187 yards and 1 touchdown. He also had 1 touchdown on the ground on 7 carries for 66 yards. He had a touchdown. That's the reason the Chiefs win the game, because they don't have receiving threats. Kelsey led them in receptions with 4 for 61. He also had a drop that became an interception that cost them the game. They need help. They need a lot of help. Tyquan Thornton cannot be your number 1 wide receiver. Hollywood Brown got a little banged up during the game. Rashid Rice, and I found this was interesting. Rashid Rice, Hollywood Brown, and Xavier Worthy have never played a game together. They never have. Rashid Rice got hurt before Hollywood Brown came back from his dislocation of his shoulder. Now Rashid Rice is suspended. Xavier Worthy's hurt. They've never played together. Besides 1 snap, Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy took this year, Like they played together. They played a little bit last year, but they haven't all played together, which is weird to really think about it. But yeah, I don't think the Chiefs played really well. I think Kelsey needs to do. He needs to go and Kelsey needs to go and get the understanding of I'm an older player now. Maybe I should just go and play, like be the third down threat, the third down safety blanket, and be the red zone guy. It worked well when Witten, Gronkowski later in his career, and Gonzalez did it because they were not the same players anymore. Gronk was a little different because he's a different specimen kind of guy, and maybe Kelsey can do that. But he needs to be more of a third down guy and a red zone guy because he's at the age where he's falling. His talent is deteriorating a little bit, and he needs to showcase. Okay, maybe I can't do everything I supposed to do, but maybe I can do things that will help this team out, which would be good on third down, be the guy who converts the third down, be the guy in the red zone. Something he hasn't really done last year. He didn't do it that much. If he does that, it's going to be a lot better for this team. But it does also mean you got to find a guy who could be that first down guy, who can be that second down guy. They don't have a good run game. When Patrick Mahomes is leading you in rushing for the last 2 weeks, that's not good. We said the same thing about a lot of quarterbacks. If your quarterback is leading you in rushing because the team can't run the football, that's a problem. That's the problem, and it needs to be addressed. And if I'm the Chiefs, you have to go in the mirror and say, why can't we run the football? Who can we throw to? And can we force the defenses to really go in that direction and have to say, we got to stop so and so? Because right now the plan is to stop Patrick Mahomes. And that's not. At this point, and he's getting targeted, he's taking these hits, he won't be able to play much. And he'll get injured. And now what do we do? Territory. And that's never where you want to be. One quick note for the Cincinnati Bengals: Joe Burrow out for 3 months with a turf toe injury that requires surgery. Jake Browning is the starter. They did sign both of. They did sign Mike White to the practice squad. Also, the former Packer quarterback Clifford. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He also signed to the practice squad. They moved up Brett Rippon to the active. So there's a lot of moving parts, but it is a deeply like I agree with Rex Ryan what he said on Get Up on Monday morning. He said, "Can we just protect him? Can we stop putting 4 or 5 guys on routes and just max protect so we can keep this guy healthy, please?" I agree. You don't need to put 4 or 5 guys on passing routes. Just protect Joe Burrow. When he's out there, that team's a lot better. Now that he's injured, you got to put Jake Browning out there and hope for the best. Or you got to put in Brett Rippon or Mike White, and that's not good. That's not a good recipe for success. But let me know in the comments how many games will the Cincinnati Bengals win in 2025 without Joe Burrow? And also, what was your guys' predictions for Week 2's games? Let me know in the comments. For NFL World, I'm Jacob Beaver. Out.